We live, man. What's happening?
Episode 7. Episode 7.
Welcome back to the Epicenter podcast. That's DAEPICENTRE. That's the British way.
The UK way.
And the voice you're hearing right now is none other than the voice of Your Highness, Mr. Sir King BRIL. And I got my dog. The legend, my co-host, the greatest co-host in the world, Mr. Girls Like STERL right here.
We in here.
And it's a vibe. And we also, we got brother Pank. Pank is back. Our producer Pank. You know what I'm saying?
Got a mic tonight.
He got a mic. He has a mic.
Yeah, it's up.
And to my right, we have Mr. Khayla J.
You said
Mrs. Khayla.
Wow, we starting off.
I done said that like 3. Okay, my bad. We not cutting. I apologize. Miss Khayla J. Is that how we Khayla J? Is that what we rolling?
How you want the people to recognize you? What you want them to call you?
I like them to call me Khayla J. J is my middle name, and it just kind of stuck. I hate my last name.
Okay.
So.
You want to tell the people your last name?
Absolutely
No
not.
government,
social security number.
Absolutely not.
That's what it is.
You can write the check to Khayla J.
I like it.
She can cash that.
It's up, man. It's up, man.
But before we really get into it, tell the people a little bit about yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
No cap right here. You know what I'm saying? No cap. Go cop that. That's all.
Okay. So my name is Khayla J. I am a full-time content creator / influencer. I am a brand ambassador for Remedy by Ari, and I also work for Liquid IV. I do a lot of different things, but
serial entrepreneur.
Right? I even own a boutique. I got a lot going on, but right about now, content is like my full time. That's my baby. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Jehovah. Yes, that's me.
Drop all your stuff. Funny story. BRIL told me about you that you wanted to come on. I said, bro, I know her. We went to high school together. He's like, nah, she went to high school with me. So somewhere in between, you done moved high schools and people know you from this and that. So like, you originally from where?
Okay, so I'm originally from the 2-5. I am from Berkeley County, which if you don't know where that is, I'd have to show you on a map. But all my 2-5 people, y'all know what I'm on. So I moved to Charlotte when I was 12, and prior to moving to Charlotte, I would spend summers, winter break, stuff like that here with my family. So I did summer camp with, a lot of people. I did daycare with people. I ended up building relationships. And so moving here when I was 12, I went to Coolwood for 2 years, and then I went to Hardin. I met Sterling at Hardin. We had computer class together.
With who? With who?
I can't remember what the name of the person.
McCleary.
Yes.
Miss McCleary.
In the band building.
Yes. Shout out Miss McCleary, man. She, her son went to South Carolina State with me.
Oh, wow.
Donovan, you remember Donovan, I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Small world.
Shout out. So, I forgot about that.
Went to Hardin for 2 years, and then I moved back to the 2-5, and I went to high school there, and I met BRIL through a mutual friend of the neighboring high school that I was always at because I didn't like my own high school.
Wow.
So, yeah. Small
2-5 to 704 to the 2-5.
No. 2-5 to 704
then
to the 2-5.
Back to the 2-5.
Then back to the 04. I have lived many lives.
Right, and you went to Winston.
And I went to Winston.
Shout out Winston.
So 336 and
we support all the HBCUs.
Yes, shout out WSSU, man. This is where I got my start. Honestly,
that's what's up.
I think for me, Winston was what really ignited that passion in me to want to create content because I was a hair model back in the day. I don't know if y'all remember that. I used to work for World Class Hair, and I would get hair from them every 2 months, free hair, get my hair done, and they just wanted me to pass out flyers and post pictures of me wearing their hair. So I tell people all the time, I was an influencer before it became a thing.
I believe in that.
The girls,
talk heavy.
Yeah, I'm not for real.
Talk
the girls
heavy.
don't know about being an influencer and having to actually give out flyers and pass out your stuff hand to hand.
Street
now
team.
You feel me? Now it's over
team.
the internet, so it's a totally different thing. But yeah, Winston really ignited that for me.
Yeah, I can say the same. I started in college too, and just getting that hustle. You didn't have no money back in the day, so it was we got to get it how we do. I was making shirts at the dorm room.
See,
so got that hustle there.
I ain't start my hustle for real till after college, man. I was booked and busy, man. I ain't had time to do nothing, bro.
Where?
Yeah, that call. You got to answer that call, man. Answer that call, man.
Look, Khayla put me on Front
between
Street.
that and track, man.
Kayla put me on Front Street. I remember when you washed my car. I said, "What you talking about?" So I'm a serial entrepreneur too.
You did a mean car wash though.
Over
stellar quality.
Yeah,
okay.
sterling quality. That's what I should have called it.
You ever want to open a car wash?
I have people working for me now, but back in the day, during COVID,
let them know.
I had bought a pressure washer, and I was like, "We about to get to this money." So I just bought a pressure washer. I was putting it out. I think I had did my aunt and my pops or somebody first, and then after that, I was just like, "Shit, we just about to turn it up." Put on the gram, and Khayla came through and supported. And that's just full circle, man. It's good that we all
I was a PPP boy back then. Trump was putting out all that money to unemployment, so I was like, I would just let him wash my car. I ain't got nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do during COVID. Do that. So that was lit. That was lit.
So we got a pretty good episode ahead, man. You know what I'm saying? We got an amazing guest. So we gonna jump right into it, man. You
ain't asked me how I am, bro.
Oh my bad. That's a show staple. I thought it might have took too long to do the intro on other shows, so this time I try to switch it up. So I'm gonna ask you again. So, brother STERL, how you doing, man? How you feeling?
Appreciate it, bro. I'm doing well, bro. It's been a long time since we potted, bro. Me and Bril been texting each other all week, like, nigga, I'm ready to get back.
It's a crazy vacation. Oh, no. Technically, no. It's only been a week. It's only been a week.
But I had a good week, man. Busy week at work. You know what I'm saying? Normal stuff. Went to see Creed. I ain't gonna spoil it for nobody, but it's like that. Go see it.
Okay.
From 1 to 10.
9.
I
had one. I think it should have been a little bit longer.
Everybody keeps saying that. That's the reviews I keep saying.
I was literally watching it. I was like, damn, this about to end right now. Like it just got to the end too quick. That's all I say.
It's rare that you say that a movie should be longer. A lot of times I'm like, this is too long.
I think that's what makes it. That's what makes it 9 out of 10. If you should have been longer. You want more.
You want it. That's what it was great. I just wanted more.
Did it set up for a part 4?
They didn't leave no cliffhanger for real.
Okay.
Nah, unfortunately.
I feel like it might be the end. Michael B's done 3. I think it's time to cut
He could take this thing like Fast and the Furious, man.
And I'm no comment.
Speaking of Michael B.
Yeah. Matter of fact.
Let's just segue into that.
So did you ever did you see recently on the Shade Room Ball Alert? Basically, it's a woman named L'Oreal, and she interviewed Michael B. Jordan. Where he said that she allegedly called him corny when he was back in high school and shit, and it was for having like headshots and shit. And it's like he trying to be an actor, so of course you need headshots.
And it was his name. She was saying they used to judge him because like his name was Michael Jordan. Yeah. So obviously he was in high school probably in the 90s and middle school in the 90s. So when Michael Jordan was really Michael Jordan, that name probably was
you're like an easy target.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're easy target. What you feel about you?
But now she got to eat that shit now.
He quote unquote sexiest man alive.
She got to eat that shit now.
What you think? You a Michael B fan?
So I am a Michael B fan. I love all of his work from a movie aspect. I don't know how I feel about him as an individual. I do think he's handsome, but I don't know. That corny label is just kind of like.
Expound on it. Talk your shit.
What does that mean? Yeah. So do you think he's corny? Yeah. No.
I feel like certain things could be perceived that he does as quote unquote corny. Like I don't know if y'all saw that music video he did with the girl in the green dress, and he literally made a song about a girl in the green dress, and it was a white girl. He was like chasing her around the beach, and I was, so just
so he has some corny tendencies.
Corny tendencies, but I think overall, anyone who's pursuing their dream and like trying to get where they're going, people are gonna talk down on you.
Yeah, I don't think that part was corny, but some of like. Maybe the stuff he does, like you said, or who he is outside of it may be corny. I think your favorite quarterback is corny. Russell Wilson.
That's not my favorite quarterback. Actually, that's my favorite quarterback.
You know what? They give Russell that label of being corny, but to me, I'm like, that's kind of the man that like a lot of us kind of want to be with.
That's the thing. I'm not saying he's corny from a relationship aspect. I think he's a cool dude
he's just corny things.
But like,
have you seen his TikToks?
He's sort of corny.
Is he Tay Diggs corny, or is he like?
Nah, he's uncultured. You know what? He's not even corny. He's uncultured.
Hey, hold on. Wait, talk. On the scale of 1 to like 10, like where does Tay Diggs fit on that for you to say?
Tay Diggs be OD. Have you ever seen his TikToks?
I haven't.
Oh man, he put on a romper. He put on his girlfriend's romper and was like strutting around.
Him and April Jones. Yeah. That's sort of his character though. Like he's sort of a funny, corny. I think he accepts it.
His is like the funny side of corny.
It's a spectrum. It's like you're funny, corny, then you get to lame, corny.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
So where you think Michael B falls on that? Because he's not funny. I don't think he's a comedian.
I mean,
so that sort of makes him.
It's funny the 10 or it's funny the 1, and then I'll play.
Funny is the 10. Funny is the 10. Funny corny is the 10.
Okay.
Funny corny is good. Lame corny is the 1.
4 or 5 because I don't know him personally, so I can't say like, oh, this da 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 da. But based on what I've seen, I'll say like a 4 or 5. But he's an amazing actor, even down to his days on The Wire. Like thinking back to like being that age and carrying around a headshot, you're gonna get called corny because people are like, why are you pursuing your dreams now? But in real life, like he was setting the stage for what was to come. But the exchange between him and her, definitely like that eyebrow he raised, I was like, oh yeah, he ain't feeling you, sis. Like, so shout out to him though, and shout out to the movie. I'm going to go see it.
Facts. That leads me to another question. What makes a guy corny though?
Ooh,
here we go. This is what you wanted all week.
This is what I was asking
smoke you wanted. What makes a guy corny?
For me, corny is subjective, and I only say that because I'm a Gemini, so I am a little.
Here they go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh shit,
Here we go.
I have to throw that out there when I'm giving my opinion on stuff because I want people to understand where it's coming from. And so I think corny is subjective, and to me, something that could be perceived as corny is maybe like jumping ahead of stuff too soon. Because I'm the type of person when I'm dating somebody, like if I feel like it's getting too heavy too fast, I'm gonna skirt. So to me, sometimes corny is like putting stuff out there too soon. Like if we only been texting / kicking it for like a week and a half, why are you inviting me out of town? Like you don't even know my last name.
So that's sort of corny too, you think?
To me, that's a little corny. And then also too, corny can be like how you handle your friends or how you are when you with them. I love to see a man in his natural habitat with his people. But baby, one thing I'm gonna do if I see you do something wild with your friends, I'm like, is that how you act?
So
corny though. Corny. Explain an example or a scenario that would make a guy corny when you see him with his friends.
Like,
because that's it's different. Like you mean like ain't shit? Did you go off into that path? Or you
no.
He's not the group leader.
Yeah,
he's not the group leader.
Like, how is it that your homeboy was like, yeah, we gonna leave? And you like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, no, I'm having a great time. Like
when he don't make no decisions, when he's the follow boy, the do boy, the errand boy, he is quote unquote corny.
A little bit.
We explain that as men, like it depends on the scenario. I don't think there's one uniform group leader throughout anything. It depends on what we're doing.
It definitely depends. But
yeah, even for us, like, I don't think it's no group leader. All of us can make our own decisions. If it was one dude in here just following whatever we said,
it depends. Like, if we're doing some music shit, I'm not saying shit until you okay it. If we're doing anything culinary. I'm not a creative. I'm not like building something until Paint gives me the word. I'm not doing shit.
That's respect, though. I think it's different. Like when you respect somebody's field and you know that they have that forte and whatever we're talking about. But it can be a point where you're trying to do too much. Maybe that's what I equate corny to doing too much. Like you doing more than you don't got to do all that.
Like perfect example. You asked for something specific.
Yeah.
If we're at the bar with your friends, we having a good time. Shots is flowing. We have, we vibing, and all of a sudden you just breakdancing in the middle of the floor.
What the fuck?
Why are you doing that? Like, or you're just doing something that's doing too much, as Sterling said. Like, why you can't hold your liquor? You a grown man. Like, can we talk about it? So, it's levels to it, of course. But like, I guess for me, I have a very short threshold and like very short patience. So dating for me has always been a little complicated because I'll find somebody I'm vibing with, and we may never get in a relationship, but we've been kicking it. Like, because I can just tolerate them as a person. Yeah. But I, respect my own boundaries. But when you start doing too much, or my friends is like, is that your man? I'm like, girl.
So when you say you got a little tolerance, when you say you got a little tolerance, so you like the type to kind of break things off with him if he gets out the car and you see his ass crack type shit.
Oh my gosh, yes, I am that shallow. You know what? You know what? Y'all are laughing. Y'all are laughing, but that is something that and I think working in the club nightlife industry. Shout out to all my ladies in nightlife because Khayla has done that life too.
Shout out the clubs you don't work that. So for the people who don't know, because we know.
Yes, let me run down my repertoire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's get to it.
I worked at Onyx. I was there for about 3 years. I worked at Hookah Hotspot. I have worked at Members Only. I was at Crew. I was a manager at Crew. I have lived many lives. I just left nightlife in December to pursue being a content creator full time. And prior to even being a bartender, I worked at Midnight Diner for 5 years. I worked third shift.
So I forgot you worked at Midnight Diner.
I might have seen you up in there too.
A lot of you may remember me from Midnight Diner.
After Sweet, bro. Yep. After the Epicenter.
And I did work at Red Eye too for a brief second.
I was about to say Red Eye.
I trained people there. Yeah. So for me, just coming from that industry, I've seen a lot of different calibers of men, and it has definitely shaped my perspective on how men should conduct themselves in certain ways and spaces. Now, granted, I can't speak to anybody else's preferences, but as for me and mine, my man got to be cool, calm, collective. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got to know, because I'm a turn up. Like,
you gonna turn up. So he's got to be the chill one.
You need somebody that's chill.
I need balance. Like, granted, I'm cool with dating a party animal, but there has to be a limit to where you let me have my moment and then I let you have yours. You know what I'm saying? We agree to disagree on some of the things, but we just keep it rocking. We got to be solid. So, and I think that also reverts back to the Gemini and me. I'm a twin. I give either side depending on the person I'm with. So my friends have told me, like, depending on who you dating, you can be a little different. Like, not in a bad way, but just like the way that I handle them can be different because of my needs.
So let's talk about your best relationship.
Oh man,
you don't got to drop no names, but as far as attributes of what you're talking about, like what was your favorite twin to be? Were you like having the best time in a relationship when you were the chill one, or you having a better relationship where you were the one and your dude was chill? What did you like? Well, we'll just talk about your best relationship.
Yeah, so my best relationship.
He's watching too.
He might actually see this, so I'm not gonna go too in depth because I don't want to incriminate him. But he was a Sag, and I think my best friend is a Sag, and we live together. And so from being around her all the time and knowing him, I'm like, wow, like. Some of those similar attributes and that friendship that me and him had in our relationship took precedent over everything. Like we were friends first, and I pride myself on building that with men to know that if I could even date you. So in that case, he was definitely more of the chill one, and I was more of the outgoing one. But if it needed to flip, it flipped in an instant, and we were always on the same page. And I think that's why I liked being with him so much. It was definitely like. It was fresh air, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, this is no pun intended. This is my dog. Like we rocked out like literally like friends. And I will say that was probably my best relationship. And one particular quality, he knew how to look out for me no matter what was going on, no matter what was, we could be somewhere with his people and I'd be like, I ain't having fun. He'd be like, all right, let's go.
Shit. Okay.
Like he was definitely down to ride for whatever it was that I wanted to do or however I wanted to go about it. So shout out to him. He is living his best life and I'm living mine. But you never forget those people that made you feel good for whatever reason that the relationship didn't work out. It doesn't matter. But at the core of it, we were still friends. So.
That's beautiful. You know that the way brother conducted himself. Thank God we got a positive review on the blog.
Yeah, it's good to hear good reviews about dudes, right? We never hear the good reviews.
I mean, he still cheated, but anyway.
I was going to ask what happened.
Yeah,
he cheated.
Yeah,
but how old were y'all?
We were very young.
And that's the thing. Yeah. Like, ladies, sometimes like. Did the good outweigh the bad? Like,
absolutely.
So if you were to go back, would you have kept him?
No, because I think as a woman.
Y'all don't deal with cheating no matter what.
Well, I will say this, and this is me speaking from personal experience. As I've gotten older, I look back on some of the things I did when I was younger, and I'm like, why did I do that? Or why did I allow that? And it's because you don't know better. You know how stuff makes you feel, but you're like, but I like this feeling better. So I think for me, it was more so, I gave you a couple opportunities to fix whatever the problem might have been. It didn't get fixed, and somebody else will fix it. So
somebody else will fix it.
Yeah. So I just kind of like, I made the decision to skirt, but like I said, we are still very good friends. There's no bad blood. It's just as we get older, we have to like look at our threshold for what we willing to tolerate. And to be honest, women will tolerate cheating more than y'all will. Y'all be sliding down the wall, crying.
You know what? Let me tell you.
I hate to break it down. I mean,
this is just solo. Because I want to know.
ISO STERL. ISO STERL.
All right, ISO me. Let me say that. Let me see if I can put it like. The only thing that men have with our woman is exclusivity. You know what I'm saying? So if you literally open your legs up and have sex with another man, that is. So this is a good example. If a man in a relationship, using a relationship with, he was giving another girl money, he was paying for her rent, he's paying for her shop, he's paying for all this stuff. How would you feel about that? And then I'm expound. How would you feel if you in a relationship with a guy and he's giving somebody else money?
I saw a meme the other day and it was like, you can fuck my nigga, but don't you dare let him give you no money.
Right.
Once my niggas start giving money to these hoes, you are no longer for me. You aren't mine. You're for the streets.
And that's what it is for us. It's the same equivalent. The same way y'all look at money, like the things we've earned, and you're giving foundation, you're giving something of importance that you're working for somebody else. It's the same thing for us because we don't look at y'all for those reasons, money or anything else. So the only thing we have when it comes to our girl is just knowing out of the room she ain't fuck nobody that's in there. So when y'all do that, it's totally different. Like when I find out you fuck somebody and cheated, it's raps.
But I'm gonna take it a step further. If we look at it, this is a very childish way to look at it because it's still all cheating, right? But check this out. Let's say there's a woman. There's a woman. The woman has a nigga and a side nigga, right? What side nigga? What his goal is to smack cheeks. Once he's smacking cheeks, he doesn't want anything else. He's not taking no girl from no other nigga. No, why would I do that? I'm getting cheeks now. Why would I be a boyfriend now?
All the benefits.
Right. Everything I'm getting
exactly. But if we look at the other way around, the girl oftentimes if she just getting dick down, that's not enough for her. She wants the nigga, so she technically doesn't win until she gets the relationship. Right. Versus the nigga, once he gets the box, he's already won. He doesn't want anything else.
Okay. Let me throw the monkey wrench in this whole thing.
Okay.
So I have heard like in certain situations where it's like when it comes to cheating, they be like, oh, women, y'all cheat for emotional reasons, men just cheat because they want to go right. So
that's the other part.
So that's why I say, to me, the way I look at my man physically cheating is, you're sick, but I know you didn't do it with any your mind didn't do that, your dick did. Versus with us, it's like, and I'll admit, like in my in one of my previous relationships, I was an emotional cheater. And a lot of people aren't familiar with emotional cheating, when it's basically like you might not be having sex with this person, but you're telling them your innermost thoughts. You're sharing with them your day. You're telling them all the things that you should be sharing with your person that should be exclusive to y'all's relationship.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that's really what I was doing. But then I thought about why I was doing it. I was doing it because I knew he was physically cheating, and I just didn't want to keep bothering with it. So I'm like,
y'all don't want to up y'all's body count. Y'all don't want to go out and
I ain't gonna lie,
but you will give your thoughts and your inner thoughts and those personal things that sort of mean the same to us.
It's sad, but I agree.
And you know what's crazy? If that moment ever happens with the person you emotionally been cheating with, once you physically cheat, you in love now. That's a soul.
Because y'all are connected.
Exactly.
Brings back to the friendship aspect.
Right.
Okay. So now that you bring up that aspect, right? If you are still best friends with an ex, right? Somebody you've been exclusive with, do you believe that you could have another functioning relationship if you still have ties to that person? Or is that an open window to not to cheat, but if your significant other brought that up to you, would you feel some kind of way if that happened?
That's a great question, because I have personally experienced that as of recently. And
no names drop.
I understand. Go ahead.
So for me, 2 out of the 3 men that I've dated, I still have really good relationships with, even with their families. But
y'all love doing that.
No, their mothers. Y'all's mama.
Come on, man.
Talk to my mama.
Why are you talking to my grandma for, man? What's going on?
Let her talk.
Go ahead.
Y'all's mamas be doing that.
Oh, good point.
It's y'all's mamas.
Because you were supposed to be the one.
Exactly.
Type
you feel
shit.
me?
I got you.
When your mama's still saying, "Hey baby," like, "Hey daughter," like that's y'all's mamas.
That's tough.
So
That's
moving on. Back to your question. So
Jesus Christ.
For me, it's a limit to what the friendship can be. Y'all can be cordial for sure. Like, I don't think there should be any bad blood. I don't ever want to see your ex out and she just like ready to throw a chair at you, because then that incriminates me too. But I don't feel like y'all should be communicating every day. It shouldn't be no, and I think also too, because as a woman who is super secure within herself, I know I'm the top dog. Ain't nobody overstepping me, and if you decide to step out on me, it's not a reflection of me, it's a reflection of you. So with that being said, if you are still communicating with an ex, I might lift the eyebrow, but I'm not about to like throw a chair or nothing. Like, it's just not that deep to me. Yeah, because I'm a secure woman within myself, and what needs to be revealed to me is gonna be done.
And that's what I feel like. Sometimes is it worth, not to cut you off.
No, you good.
Sometimes I feel like females look at just like the base level, this nigga cheating, but they don't look at what cheating means to us. And I like cheating. Nobody should do it, right?
Agreed.
But with men, unfortunately, cheating is no emotion tied to it. Like, it's literally, I hate to say it, and I've seen this. I'll say somebody else said this. Sometimes having sex for men is just like taking a piss. When you're doing it with somebody you don't care about.
Mindless.
Yeah,
it's mindless. It's just you just do it. And
having sex with somebody that you actually don't have any emotional ties to is different.
Add that ending to it, because they'll be like, having sex with someone you have no connection with is just like taking a piss. You go do it and you go about your day. For men,
agreed.
For women, it's totally different. That's why we cry on the wall.
I'm not gonna say it's totally different. It's not flush, but I say majority of the time.
We're changing that narrative.
You know what? I think that's a lie. I think that's cap. I think that's cap. They say you about to say we're changing that. Like,
we are.
There are women having
women are changing what?
Deep sexual connections with a nigga that they have no feelings for.
No,
that's false. I think that's cap.
Bullshit.
That is cap.
Okay, so it may seem like cap, but let me explain it to you.
Okay, break it down.
Women have needs just like men do, okay? And as we've been able to tap into what those needs entail, and we're starting to realize, like, we can make sex work for us. There are women out here who are literally just like, yeah, he cute. I want to take him home. I don't want to have nothing else with him. I don't want to have sex with him for the night. And what usually ends up happening is, perfect example, a one night stand that turns into, you want to go to breakfast, and then next thing you know, y'all locked in for at least a couple months. It might not become a relationship, but it was literally supposed to be a one and done, in and out type of situation, and it turned into so much more. Think about,
because there's no pressure.
Y'all not built for that. I would say women ain't built to just goddamn. Y'all not. Y'all maybe can do it one person.
Some women.
This podcast we speak generally, so people out there don't take it. I can do this. I can do. We speaking in the general context of women. Women are not naturally designed to just have one night stands and go about y'all's day. Y'all naturally are designed to be able to hold a man, encompass him, and love him.
In that case, then all humans are made like that. If we're gonna be technical, based on what the Bible says. But I ain't gonna
not the violence.
But no, in
I feel
retrospect,
it.
like
I
that
feel it.
union of having sex was
course.
supposed to
It's supposed to
be,
for sure.
you know, an emotional union between two people. But because the things have changed, Eve bit the apple, whatever we want to say, you know, so it has changed. But I think women are declaring more of our power back in a sexual aspect, because there was a period of time where men might have been afraid to just be like, oh man, I don't want to mess her life up, or like, you know, y'all say that thing like, I'll ruin your life, whatever.
Niggas
we saying that now. That's us saying that now. Like, and you can't say that you disagree, because think about what you see. I don't want a woman saying that to me though.
Right, that shit. That sounds messy. That sounds messy. That doesn't sound pleasurable.
That's sort of unattractive.
That sounds like
we don't want that though.
I agree with that. Nobody wants that, but I just feel like from a aspect of taking back our sexual power and what we feel like we need from it. Once as a woman you realize during sex how to get to where you're trying to go, you can do it with anybody.
You could. That's my point.
That's why niggas can't. That's why men.
That's false. That's false.
No.
Go ahead. Hear me out. Okay. So you can do it with anybody you so choose, right? Now, niggas know, okay, if you happen to pull up, you knock that shit out the park, okay? You know, niggas know subconsciously I can go back and get that anytime I want to.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, with that being said, if it's always, the variety is out there, but there's always that person, and even if it ain't nothing around and y'all ain't have a bad fallout and that person is still there,
why not?
you feel them? Okay, so you feel me? It begs the question for all these other niggas out here. You know what I'm saying? So there ain't nobody out here calling.
Let me expound on that though.
You know?
Let me expound, because that's my whole point. And I'm gonna let you get yours. The reason why cheating also is not a huge, I don't know what the word is. Women. The reason why cheating for men and women is different is because men, you could go out to the club, to Onyx, and fuck any dude in there. Any dude would jump at the chance of having sex with you. If we went into Onyx and said, I want to have sex with y'all, them girls, they would look at us and be like, crazy. They'd be like, nigga, who are you? What you make? What you do?
So niggas don't have. So you're saying sex
is ultimately easier for women to do than men. So if a man does have a chance to cheat, he obviously had to have something for that girl to open her legs to him. So when you cheat with the nigga, that's why we cry like, damn, this nigga had something I didn't. This nigga was doing something I wasn't.
Because sex from a man's standpoint is more of an accomplishment in itself, as opposed to women. It's
just breathing air for y'all. You could go out to any place and get sex. I
can't be out here collecting jerseys too. Like,
but you can't. This is the thing. But you have to do no work. Let me finish. You have to do no work to accommodate sex. You could go out to any club, any bar, any restaurant and say, I want to have sex with you.
You're right, because men don't ask those questions. So is it my fault?
No, it's not your fault.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not your fault. This is y'all superpower.
Oh, you're saying the perspective that we have.
No.
Slide into the camera frame.
You said what?
Slide into the camera frame.
Oh, my bad. I'm getting laid back. As a woman, you have the advantage of being able to fuck anybody that you want, and most men will go for it. If a man was in the reverse, wanted to go out and try to fuck any woman, it would probably 9 out of 10 times not happen, because women just don't have sex with anybody. Men 9 times out of 10 will have sex unless they got a relationship or some other shit. They will have sex with you. So it's not a superpower for y'all, because it's just natural to y'all. It's just like breathing. You don't think about it. Men have to acquire game. You have to acquire status. You got to be somebody. You got to have money. All these things come about before a woman thinks about having sex with you. That's what I'm saying.
Matter of fact, I want you to imagine a man, right? Imagine a man that has, no. Matter of fact, I'm about to paint a whole different picture. Imagine a man who's 30 years old, right? He got 400 bodies. You already know in your head what kind of nigga that has to be.
Chris Brown.
He can't be yet. He gotta be that type nigga. No, he's not. Chris Brown. He got way more. No, that's not.
Okay, keep it realistic. I'm just saying.
I'm saying, even if he's a hoe, I'm saying he's got to be somewhat of some type of. Even if he's full of shit, he's got to appear to be somewhat of some kind of nigga. He's not no lame ass nigga with that kind of count right there. As opposed to a woman, you could be the lamest. You could be fairly ugly.
That's true.
And accomplish that task, man. If you just out here, willing and dealing type shit. So it's not really, not to say sex is an accomplishment, but it kind of is an accomplishment to a degree.
For us, it's work. For y'all, it's just breathing.
With the incels that exist out there, you know what I mean?
Explain on that. Her face crunched up on that.
Because BRIL said something that kind of like struck a spot in my mind, and it took me back to college when you said bodies.
Yeah.
I feel like once we graduated college, does anybody still count those? And if you are counting them, is it something that you're sharing? Because me, if a man asks me that, I'm like, check please, because why are we talking about that? And it's not that I'm asking no it's not that I'm afraid to share or anything, but I just feel like, why does that matter? Like, I've done it before. Have you?
So hold on, here's what I will say. I'm not asking body count, but like, it's not really who or how many. It's not really what or how many. It's who. Right. It's who.
Oh, so you want names?
No. I don't want a name. I want like.
He just want to make sure.
This is the picture. This is the picture, right? Let me paint this.
Yeah, paint it.
Any nigga who could, let's say if I have this huge wedding, 100 people coming to my wedding. If there's a potential, he could be even on the invitation list. It's not going. You know what I mean? Like if he's not on the invitation list, I really don't give a shit. But if he's dancing in the corner and he knows my aunt by name, oh nah, see I don't.
Okay, well as a woman, my counter to that is, if I'm going after a man or a man is coming after me, the mental assessment that goes through my mind, he could be talking to me and I got like equations in my eyeballs because I'm like, all right, do I know his brother, cousin, something? Like I'm literally going through just to make sure there may or may not be any connections. And me being the type of woman I am, if there is a connection, I'm gonna tell you first because I don't ever want your homeboy or somebody, you know, and a lot of times in those situations, I'll just avoid it altogether. There are too many men out here for me to be dealing with somebody homeboy. That's the best way to do it. Yeah, just
not say you tell him on Front Street, he might take that fade. I ain't gonna hold you. If you
some
niggas take that fade. I would say I have no men that take that fade if you go ahead.
They have been like, oh, me and him ain't that cool no more, or like, you know, it's fucking.
You just don't want that situation where you come up and like you ain't telling him and he got exactly, and then you tell him afterwards and he just like.
But it's the same thing with me and my. It's the same thing with me and my homegirls. Like as we've gotten older, especially if we still like dipping and dabbing in men from college, we do have to have that conversation. But honestly, if it happened in college, that means we probably done already talked about it, so we're already aware. But we're also in the space of understanding that one man's trash is another man's treasure. Me and him might have had a one night stand, but that might be your husband, so I'm not gonna stop y'all. But if it was like a relationship, there were things brought into play, like time spent. Oh yeah, no, we cut that at the throat. But you mentioned something earlier that kind of I want to go back to like the dating.
Khayla, how do you get approached by most of the niggas you go on dates with?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay.
I actually feel like in person, I'm pretty like, I got like a rest of bitch face. Or what is it called? Art. Yeah. So in person, not so much. The internet though, my DMs be one.
Can you read some DMs? I tell you what, can you let me read your DMs? I won't say the names.
Do I have anything just sitting?
While you do that, most of your checks are coming after you post a picture of your ass, or what's going on?
Ooh.
Like you get the most DMs.
When I post a picture and it's like, oh, she ain't posting in like a couple weeks, and if the picture is somewhat revealing, or if I am standing up, and it's funny because I was telling Jabril, like that's one of the most common misconceptions about me is that my body is fake.
Oh, you want to dispel the you want to dispel the haters right now.
While I am on the podcast, I want to let everyone know Khayla has never had any surgeries. Khayla's ain't had no fat transfers. I don't even like to go to the damn gym. So everything about me is literally from my grandmother's table. And that is like the most common misconception, especially with me working in nightlife. You know, everybody's doing it. I worked in a strip club. Like,
everybody look like you, isn't it?
Everybody that looks like me, that's the thing. And so for a while, me being natural and me like expressing that I'm natural, I had girls like I'm trying to say I'm better than them.
So how girls get picked? Naturally, birth control be one too, right?
Birth control is a big thing.
Birth control can hit right and wrong.
Yeah, it goes one of two ways.
Right. Yeah, it's a genetic.
When it starts hitting the face, that's when it's like OD. But yeah, the gym, like just natural genetics, birth control is another way. Some of the girls were doing a pediment way back when. I don't know if y'all remember that.
I remember girls were selling that.
No, it was like a
pediment. It's like
liquid.
Oh, it's a liquid. Okay.
So it's crazy what it actually is really an antihistamine, and what it does is it makes you sleep. So because it sleeps, it slows down your metabolism, but you're eating like crazy.
Perked out.
So
zoned out.
Hell yeah.
It basically just makes you gain weight because you're not awake to work it off. And if you don't work out with a pediment, you will blow up. Jesus. So it's a lot of different ways that women do that. But for me, that's the common misconception is that my body is fake. But back to the DMs. Back to the DMs. I will not show them to you because right now I've actually cleaned them out. I do actually really pretty good about checking my DMs.
What is do you have anything that's like fire? Read us some crazy. Completely anonymous.
So it's funny because I have a group chat with my male best friends, and whenever men do craziness, I drop it in a group chat with them, and they be like, "Khayla, why are you showing this?" And I'm like, "Y'all, I want y'all to see this." Like, I be like, "This is how y'all be acting on the internet."
That's why I tell you earlier that niggas will, and I'm not saying you just anything, but niggas do anything. Like for sex, for DMs, for attention, niggas will do anything. So they'll come in DMs talking absolutely crazy. They'll goddamn see you out in public and just be like, "Shit, I want to fuck." If you say no, they just go to the next one.
You know what's crazy? Women be suggestive as hell. Like women, they'll allude to anything.
Yeah, but they don't want nothing.
They won't say nothing. That leads me to another thing. So, how do women shoot their shots? And like women shooting shots, how do y'all feel about these fellas?
Okay, wait. I just found a DM in the group chat with me and my friends, and the DM literally says, "I know you got a lot of niggas in your DMs, but I just had to say you really be the reason I opened this damn app." That was a DM that I received.
Let me pause. That's corny. It started off good because this is the thing. Like
it started off good.
I currently
started off.
Let me. Oh,
sarcasm.
I'm saying in sales, right? That's a good approach, right? So if I go to every business the same way, like, hey, Mr. Mrs. Williams, I want to wash your windows. Every day somebody can come saying that. But if I come saying like, yeah, your windows are real nice. I'm like, I really think these look good. How long have y'all had them? Who did them? Installed them? But like, if you ever get them washed, what was the ways you would go about doing it? And they say something like, okay, word. Well, I do this right here. Like, if y'all ever need this, just let me know. It's a different sales approach. So when you're in the DMs, you can't go to every DM like, yo, you bad as fuck. Yo, you bad as fuck. She can go through her thing and get 1,000 of those.
Mm-hmm.
A one that starts with, yo, you already know you hear this a lot and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I really like see what you be doing on your page. I fuck with that. But at the same time, like I really think you're attractive. And I'm like, that's your DM game. I hate to get at the niggas, but that's a sales approach. That's how you do it. You gotta come different.
I think
that gotta come different.
I think that shit matters more about who it's coming from, man. Because two niggas can say the same thing, bro. The same thing. But if the nigga, I'm not even saying he got to be somebody that's like notable or have some type of clout. But if he just a different nigga and she fuck with him just based off of his whole, I guess, the aesthetic of his page and she know about him, he could say some shit that might another nigga saying it'd be corny as fuck. But it's because it's who it's coming from, man.
Yeah, you can say hello and somebody.
You can say
she not gonna say. Hey, stop. No.
Nigga, that's that. And that's all you think, bro.
You say hello and what you expect back?
No, bro. What I'm saying is no, bro. That's just the point in what I'm saying. Like
you can say anything.
No, you can let him say anything. If you're the wrong person,
you're
just breathing to this person. It's like this nigga breathe with.
Now it's a bunch of niggas. It's a bunch of niggas in between who gotta say, all right, you gotta say the right thing. But it's niggas on this side with like no matter what you say.
Imagine if you're the right person,
this side,
the right thing.
Well,
you got to give.
If you're the right person, almost anything you say is the right thing, bro. I'm telling you.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No. Because you can listen. I hate to be jumping. You can unfuck yourself out some pussy by saying the wrong thing if you're the right person.
Yes.
So you could be him, and you go in there saying the wrong thing. She be like, he cute. I'm not fucking with him.
Yes, but that's no. But that's when you're doing too much. I'm saying majority of the things you say, if you keep that shit regular conversation, if you're the right person, it's going. And it could be very basic.
Given.
I'm saying, gotta come in that spindle game. You could just like, what's up?
Shit, nah,
it could be very. If you already have an air about that person, then it's already.
I want to give you an example of a man who pretty much did what Sterling said. Like he shot himself in the foot. So we was already talking. Everything was cool. He did something one night, and I was like, oh no, I ain't going for this. So I blocked him. He DM'd me. I literally have the screenshot right here because I sent it to my friends. He was like, bro, you blocked me? I said, and you're shocked? And he was like shit with the laughing emoji. And I said, oh, yeah, you had it coming for a while. He told me, man, unblock me. It's Drake Friday. Let me text you some lyrics.
Oh, boy.
See, what are we talking about?
Y'all, this is the kind of stuff that happens
in Drake Friday?
Voice message and everything.
Nobody even says it's Drake. What does that even mean? It's Drake Friday.
Drake had just dropped
she said
a certified
lover. Saying to
No, you don't.
Okay,
wait.
He's wild.
No, you don't know.
Okay. No worries.
But I'm just saying, like, and it was somebody I actually really liked. But when he started doing that, I was like, oh yeah.
He's right.
It's Drake Friday. Is he light skinned? That's crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah, y'all dark niggas, man. Y'all be more light skinned than us, bro. That shit be crazy,
really
bro.
Yeah.
So I will say every light skinned man that I've ever been with really did not fit the stereotype of what they think light skinned men are supposed to act like. But the dark skinned and brown skinned niggas,
the brown skinned niggas,
asked the offer exactly around one time.
You're
drop the organ real quick.
Bro. We just get all the flack for it. We get all the flack, and I don't believe
that's false. That's false.
No, it's
y'all
shit.
You say you're down for somebody after 2 weeks last week. Oh,
I'm not down for somebody that I fuck with.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
He said, "Oh,
no,
he didn't say that. He said any shorty that he really rocked with, or any shorty that he was down for, he would tell a shorty that I would die.
The context was like
See,
It was somebody that
shit he knows
just
that he shouldn't know. You only know it's 2 weeks. I was just saying.
This is off air, okay?
But I'm saying in general, if I really fuck with a shorty, at the point I'm at now, I work out I do this shit for the fact and reason, knowing that this shit might happen and go down at any
So I
time.
might pick you up and run. Like,
I went to see Creed last night, nigga. I'm goddamn. I'm just because I don't expect it, but I don't not acknowledge that shit could happen at any time, bro. So I'm just extra ready now. And as a man, like I feel like that's the only thing. Not the only thing, but the main thing I got to offer is protection. So I'm there.
love that.
I mean, but I only say
that's why you gotta earn that shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying, yeah, of course. I'm saying if you was a nigga and you was with a girl, I went took some girl out to see Creed, and some nigga come and try to rob, I run away.
Yeah, that's the.
Oh yeah, you ain't my nigga.
Oh, but I tell you what,
at least try to fight shit.
But let me offer this scenario though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, you with a nigga, you going to see Creed, right?
Okay.
Just you and him, great vibe, great dude. You like, okay, this dude is fine. I like where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
You walking out, you leaving, and there's three dudes passing you, right? They eyeballing you and shit. And you like, okay, it's starting to be a thing. One of them, some way, get over, smack you on your ass. What do you expect to happen right now? It's three niggas. They weren't in the movie. They just came from the car. We in Carolina, not New York. Nick, everybody got that guy.
Okay, so
what happens next?
I'm gonna be honest. The type of woman I am, and this is not something that I'm proud of, but I have an instinctive reaction to everything because I'm so used to having to look out for myself. I have a gun, and his name is Curtis. Curtis is always in my movie. So, and I named him after 50 Cent. That's the crazy thing.
Wow.
And so in that moment, the first thing I'm gonna do is reach for my pistol.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck what that nigga doing behind me, but I
So you don't have it on
Jamie Dirty.
that doesn't all that.
For the general woman, we're talking generalize it.
The baby said think it ain't, aka think it ain't on me. Like that's how I'm moving. But no, okay, for the general woman, say for instance, for some reason Khayla ain't got Curtis. He was in the car. I couldn't take him into the movies.
Yeah.
If we walk back and he smacked me on my ass, my first instinct is to turn around and shock. But by the time I've turned around and shocked, I expect you to be knocking niggas out and laying them out. If you're not laying them out and I gotta ball my fists up with my long nails, oh, it's a wrap.
So there's three niggas. So he knocks the first one out and he starts getting into that.
At least he tried shit.
So if he knocks the first one out and then the other two start whooping on him, that's when I have to get involved. Because honestly, to be realistic, we're outnumbered. But by that time, I probably would have ran to the car, got the gun. Like at some point, the gun has to come into play.
So the gun is okay.
I can't just if we're outnumbered, that's the only option we have.
Okay, so
We're outnumbered.
okay, so here's the thing: the nigga do that, right? Your man step up to do, you know who? This nigga pull out the pistol on this nigga down.
Oh, he done shot my dude before I got to my gun.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Like you feel like it's like
what happens then?
That brings me to my next point.
And it's just like I'll die for you. It's like
So,
well,
okay, but,
yeah, Sterl.
but,
Yeah,
okay,
Sterl.
so
Yeah,
Sterling,
he was a great man.
he got a great
He didn't get the fuck shit. Oh God.
So Sterling, in that situation, I will appreciate if my man is in the gym. But let's be honest, if I don't know though, because then this kind of takes me back to like wanting to date a man that could be able to keep his cool, but disrespecting me only goes but so far. Once a man physically puts his hands on me, I expect my guy to step in. But if we're walking past and they just be like, "Hey yo, you bad? I can take you from him," and he'd be like, "All right, bro, like
emotional discernment.
You gotta have control."
It's not that deep. Like, and this, I just talked about this. It's crazy. You know, you got bad bitch rules. Like, if you go, so this is the thing, right? So I seen this post and was like, every nigga get a bad bitch and they be mad like when she being bad. So like, if you get a bad chick, you just gotta be ready for the things that come with it. Niggas gonna be in the DMs. Niggas gonna be trying to get her to do this. Niggas gonna be like, it's crazy. But you sign up for it, right? And then you get her, and then you want to, like Archie said last week, put her up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get a bad bitch for all the qualities that she has and like who she is that you see. You get her, and then you hate everything that come with it. And that's a sad reality what it is, but it's sick. Like, when you actually get it, and it's like, you got to deal with the DMs. You got to deal with motherfuckers testing her out in public. But it's a level of discernment. Like, if you're going to do it, like, I'm of the assumption that if you do decide to get with a woman who is real bad, you're just going to have to deal with the things that come with it.
I think part of it is like, for one, if she been bad, it's a difference between like blow up and she's bad or like she been bad. Like it's some girls realistically that been out here been bad since second grade.
So you're saying the way they handle it, the way they handle it.
No, I'm saying
attention is attention. I would say the way they handle it. Some young girls who just not young. Some girls who just made grown up.
If they
take the attention different.
Yeah,
versus someone like I've been getting like cat calls since I was 14. Like, I'm not used to it.
Go ahead.
So, and this is a shout out to the last guy I was dealing with. He did a really good job. No, because I like to give people their props.
Give him flowers then. Say his name.
Positive.
I won't say his name.
I'm joking. Don't say his on here.
But this wasn't even a relationship. We were in what you would consider like a very extended situationship.
Okay.
And one of the things that I loved that he did was like, he was really good about spotting when men were checking me out before I would even notice. And he would just
be saying.
Yeah, and
y'all be acting clueless.
He would do this thing where like if he sees a guy checking me out and they're like close enough, he'd be like, "She bad, ain't she?" Like he'll kind of like, "Let me go ahead and jump." I like that though, because I'm like, he's gonna kill it before it even gets to that point. Plus, men will stare at me. I will say, like, I get stares, not glances. I get stares, and so I think in staring, he would kind of like, "Oh, she bad, ain't she?" Or like if the guy come up and be like, "Yo, you lucky?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know." You know that whole exchange of just appreciating that male saying, "Oh, bro, you got it. Nah, you got it. I'm trying to get like you." That whole thing. I appreciated how he would handle those situations because he wouldn't even let it get to a point where I had to even know.
I would just step in and you wouldn't even know.
Niggas, a lot of times niggas be size you up too. They like, can I take, if they don't feel like you deserve it,
can I buy her a drink?
No, if they feel like, oh, this nigga ain't hit no shit. But if some niggas would be like, nah, I ain't got a chance in hell to take.
You know what that is?
I ain't hit no shit. I'm just looking, just sit over here, sip my drink. They ain't gonna say shit.
Listen,
that's why you gotta be on your own. You gotta be on your shit. When you got a bad bitch, regardless if your joint was ugly, regardless, you gotta be on your shit. Like hit on all cylinders as a man, bro. So if you checking boxes, and you really like that out here, bro. Like niggas know what kind of weight they hold. So ain't no nigga just gonna be like, damn, I can't even afford shorty right now. I ain't even got a swag to fuck with shorty right now.
Yeah, that's the animal kingdom, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you're in the animal kingdom and the biggest gorilla got one of the baddest gorilla bitches, but a young gorilla gonna look and be like, yeah, I ain't gonna try this.
Got one of the baddest gorilla bitches.
No. Men are so primitive, bro. Men are primitive.
Hey, yo,
I'm not talking about gorilla bitches that's inside.
That's the name of the episode.
They would have us on some H&M shit.
Yo,
baddest monkey. What they say? Baddest monkey in the
coolest monkey in the jungle.
Yeah, exactly. All I was saying is men are very instinctual, even to our present day in 2023. Whenever the world started in something BC, men just operated off the bigger man gets more. Is whether it's the women, food, whatever. So you don't try the biggest. Right. So like all you can do if you are a small man, you got to be in the like I would say any man, you got to like. No, what I'm saying is you got to be the best man that you can be to keep your woman, so someone else doesn't feel like they can overcome you, like BRIL said.
So your woman stays infatuated, man. So she's like, okay, yeah, I ain't got this thing with no slouch.
And that's primitive thing, but yeah, like now if you're a good dude, if you keep her entertained, if you like show her that you actually care for her and adore her and shit, those things go further than just any nigga that may look good. Because this is the thing, right? We go to the mall, you go everywhere, and you see somebody who look good. It's bad bitches, it's good looking niggas that you think that you see, but you know you're gonna stay with your person based off the principles and shit that they offer that this person that looks better on the exterior may not have. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is.
I think that goes back to the whole thing earlier from, everybody's shit stink. You just gotta find somebody whose shit doesn't stink that bad or can tolerate how it smells, but that even kind of takes me back to like you're talking about like if you're short and somebody trying to get a girl.
Oh Lord.
It's like I have met some short men that have the confidence that is out of this world.
You gotta be
little man
short,
syndrome.
Man.
No. There's a difference between confidence and little man syndrome because I've also dated some men and I'm like, oh, you got a complex, the Napoleon complex thing.
Okay.
Ain't nobody got time for that. But I've dated men that understood. Yeah, I might be a little height challenged, but I make up for it in other areas.
Ain't that from like Mike? Height challenge.
But no, for real. So, as a woman, with me, I'm like 5'3", and I'll be honest and say I'm very shallow with height. Like I will not date a dude under 5'10" until I met this one guy once before. He was like 5'8", and I was like, he was cute. He had everything checked off, and like we were talking on FaceTime, and he finally came to see me in person. When I tell you that man rocked my world, I was like, oh, like not even sexually, just the way that we connected. Oh no, we just the way that we connected, and I'm like, dang, size might not matter when you really got all 5'8".
5'8".
But as somebody who's 5'3" and I want tall children because I'm the tallest person on my mama's side of the family.
Damn.
And BRIL can tell you, and I'm 5'3". I got a picture of me and my mother, my great grandmother, and my grandmother standing together. I'm towering over these women. I'm even taller than my grandfather.
Well, basketball isn't that great of a sport anyway. Track is pretty good.
No, I want tall sons and tall like I want taller children. I want to
being from a short midget family. I would
right. I'm tired of messing up the gene pool. Like I'm trying to we're trying to change things around. So as a woman who wants to date taller men, sometimes I gotta be open to the fact that taller than me is anything over 5'7". Like tall to me is tall is 6 or better. But realistically speaking, a man who's like 5'8" is still taller than me.
Right. Do you find yourself breeding now? Like as we get older, the people that you no listen. Technically, no. Stop. That is literally breed. That is literally a form of breeding. Yeah. That's a form.
Okay, maybe internal breeding.
Do you find yourself? Do you like when you say, okay, I want my kids to be like this, so she needs to be like this. I'm looking for this. That is literal breeding. Yes, breeding. That is breeding. Do you find yourself as we get older now?
We don't want to call it.
I was thinking you was like
that's lying to yourself.
No, you're talking about internally.
So I'm in the lab.
Internally breeding.
You didn't say internal. I think you.
If you
putting people together,
you're putting yourself and another person together based on their.
Based on what I see,
that shit is breed. All right.
You're right. I do find as a woman, especially now that I'm getting older, and I have like a deadline for certain things. Like I told myself, if I didn't get married and start settling down by 32, I wasn't having children. Only because I don't want to have children too old in life and not enjoy the times of my life that I'm supposed to be enjoying. You know what I'm saying? They always say now like 30 is the new 20. And
for men or women.
Well, my dad even said that. A lot of people I know that are in their 30s and older have said that 30 is actually when you start really getting into your prime. Because think about it, you got more money, you got, you've established something of the sort. It's like you start to kind of really fill out the life that you thought that you would have known about in your early 20s. Yeah. And so with that in mind, I'm like, okay, well, once I hit a certain age, if I haven't gotten to the stage in dating where we can settle down and commit, I'm going to just be that rich auntie and I'm okay with that. But with that in mind, I do go into... With that in mind, I do go into dating with a totally different mindset. I'm like, okay, my Aunt Nima, shout out to my Aunt Nima. She helped me with my dating survival guide series I did on TikTok. Okay. And a lot of the tips that she gave me were tips that were basically centered around how to date properly. And the number one tip she gave was be Disney World.
What does that mean?
So as a woman, being Disney World on a date means being fun, being lighthearted, not being so intense, not like taking the date super serious. It's an interview, yes, but be fun, have fun. Like if he say one thing during the date, don't just shut down. Like it's all just information at the end of the day. And if that person says something like she said, one of the biggest things she heard when she was dating before she got married was the men didn't want to have children. And she was like, okay. She said, but in her mind, she's like, I know I'm not going but so far with this man. I'm gonna enjoy the date and make the date fun. But after this, we ain't got nothing else to talk about. And that's how women we should conduct ourselves in dating. It's also it's a questionnaire that gets filled out during the time of us spending time together. And if you start checking off boxes and things are looking right, let's progress. So with dating and being Disney World, I go into every date, which is crazy because I haven't had that many first dates. I go into a lot of them with the mindset of like, okay, just be fun, have fun. If it works out, cool. If it don't, y'all had a good time. And somebody asked me the other day, have I ever had a bad first date? Khayla has never had a bad first date because I do a really good job of either vetting the people ahead of time or just going into it with lightheartedness. Yeah. So what could
maybe
go
a
wrong?
combination.
Have you ever went on the first date with a woman and she's acting like you're interviewing for a job for real? Like, been dry? Y'all ever had that happen?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about? Do you want to?
No.
Okay. I can only imagine. Niggas got more nerve than me. I'll leave.
I said during the series that men look at dating sometimes as a liability because of the way we make it as women. We make it seem like, oh, they got to come to the date with every credit card ready to pay for this $200 date at State 48. Like, it's almost like we go into it and we're a liability.
Oh, niggas is taking shorties to State 48 on the first date?
I've had somebody do that.
Niggas they don't got to earn that though. Niggas is fucking up the game, bro.
It depends on your tax bracket. It depends on your tax bracket.
You gotta.
I've definitely done that. I've definitely done that.
Niggas is doing that. We in Charlotte.
You gotta understand. Everybody has done that at some point in time.
Well, you took somebody on the very expensive.
How did that work out?
It was amazing.
It was no.
You have to understand. I will talk about this one because this shit was so funny. Okay,
talking to the mic.
This is how you really gonna know if a shorty really rock with you. Okay, like like I got the 3 cuts on my eye. You feel me? So like this is when I was eye patch. Feel me? Slick Rick, Jerry. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. So I was walking around with an eye patch for like 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So because I had eye surgery and shit. Oh. So I went out to dinner with shorty. And literally sitting in the car, I could only see out of one eye. You know what I'm saying? I could only see out of one eye, but I'm sitting down, keeping her entertained, laughing, joking the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Wrapped up, the night went, exquisitely.
Just
you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. With a little, you know what I'm saying?
Salve.
You know, exactly. But it was a really great time. Now, I didn't do it for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But in a situation like that, it's like, okay, you want to show somebody that you have the ability to do it, but you don't have to do it all the time. You feel what I'm saying?
It's a hard divide, bro.
It's a hard, but if you truly feel like somebody is worth it, the only way you gonna know if somebody ain't shit is to put yourself in that situation. You feel me? Good time, and you feel me, and talk and interact the whole time. You just don't got to be a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't go out with a shorty and be trying to bring up sex all the time. Like, just go chop it up. Literally just have a good time. Like, if you can pull up, especially if you can pull up on a shorty and just chill and have a good time and just vibe out for real. But she gonna just want to give it to you because you're separating yourself from everybody else who's just pressing her for that shit. Not for real.
Yeah, the first time is more or less just setting like a standard of where we could go.
Right.
It could go a little high, it could go a little below. But this is what we can do. Like, this is comfortable. I can do this on a regular night. We cool. But like, it's not like every night. I think you can let them know that in the first date. Like, shit, like, if you came here, but like, I don't come here all the time and shit, but like, I felt like you was the one that like this.
But like, what if you take shorty there and like she wet? Like, she's not like, nah, I'm not.
When you fucked up,
I'm gonna be tight.
But like you said earlier, you should do enough vetting on your shorty to know if she's steak for the 8 worthy or fucking like Dave and Buster.
How do you really do that without the date? Like,
vetting.
The date, what I'm saying, like, how much vetting are you doing before the first date?
For me, as a woman, vetting comes from where I met you, for one, what your social media looks like, the way we carry conversation. Do I know anybody in your circle? Do I know anybody that you may have dated? Vetting comes from a lot of different avenues, and I think when we talk about vetting for women as men, our number one thing is, where did I meet you? What does your social media look like? And do I know anybody you've dated? Because the people that you've dated, I can look at them and it'll tell me a lot about the type of women that you either liked or whatever, you know? So for me, that's a huge part of my vetting process. And I feel like a guy taking me to somewhere like Steak 48 on the first date, which I have had that done before, and don't really, you know, I mean, it's a nice gesture because, first of all, I love that restaurant. Like, any nigga listening, Khayla loves Steak 48. Give me a gift card.
Is it the food or the presentation?
A little bit of everything. Steak 48 is just a great atmosphere, great environment. This is not sponsored by Steak 48, by the way.
The aesthetic. The private room shit is fire. But the steak, I've had better steak.
Of course.
Really?
I've had better steak.
She always talking about
I know my
steak place. Here we go. We're going to get a paid app.
131 Main.
I've heard good things about it.
She always talking about it.
Now, the presentation, it cannot focus Steak 48. That private room, you can't do too much.
Can't beat it.
But the food, if we looking at the food, just the menu,
right?
You can't fuck with that steak, man. They got that like pineapple glaze.
Hey, he's a fucking foodie.
I was about to say, BRIL's a foodie.
That don't even sound.
All it don't sound good. Pineapple.
All us looking at BRIL like
the flavor's class too much.
Trust me.
Doesn't even sound good.
Trust me.
We have a cook in the. Pank is a cook, y'all.
Oh, really?
Shout
out to you.
A chef.
I don't need to get off topic, but so I'm actually a fan of the podcast, and Sterling,
friend of the show,
and a friend of the show. And Sterling, recently I watched a clip from a previous podcast where you said that men date off your past, where women dating for the future.
For sure.
And
beautiful saying, by the way.
It was a great saying because as a woman, I actually agree with that. But I was wondering, like, in your experience with dating, how has that shaped that, or how has that may have like created issues or anything like that?
It ain't done anything. I just live it like that. Like, I know when I said men date off your past. Yeah, when I'm choosing a shorty, when I'm vetting, that's one of the things I'm vetting. I'm trying to see who you talk to, where you've been at before. If like college was wild for you, which is okay. Like, if to some parameters I understand. Like, I just look at that. So, and then I know that girls looking at I know girls are turned on by my future because, like, I done had my brand since 2017, what we was talking about in college. I know that, like, my brand is one of the things that, like, and it's not a thing that I brag on, but, like, I know girls like the fact that I'm actually doing something. I'm actually having a brand. I'm actually in motion. You know what I'm saying? So I know girls look at that. So I don't use it as, like, a what you call it, a crutch or anything. I use it as, like, for one, I do it for me, period. But I know that it's attractive to have something going on for yourself, because women not going to just date you just off nothing you're doing, but at least you can try to say that you're doing something if it's in your actual repertoire. Like, you've done this, you've done that, you've accomplished this. That's attractive to women. I already know that. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't causing no problems with me.
I think for me, as a woman who has a very, I've lived many lives and done a lot of different things. So when we're saying like, oh, we date off your past, if you know that I used to work in Onyx and I worked at the bar at Onyx, you might think, oh, well, she act like everybody else. So that's why I'm like,
let me answer it, because then I would do my facts. If I never knew you at Onyx and somebody else was Sterling, I would ask like, you ever seen Khayla at Onyx? Yeah. What she do? She just do the front.
Get the Carfax. Like, well, who she?
That's what Vince. Because you didn't dance, right?
No.
Yeah, right. The last time I went, the last time I went to Onyx, you was just like handing the little wristbands and shit. So I like she worked at Onyx, and that's you got to do, huh?
Slide in the camera.
Oh my bad. You got to do your proper facts and checking. I'm chilling on it to the side.
So hold on, let me ask you this. So do you think that's problematic? So what do you think men should do opposed to that? We should date you according to your future? Like, okay, she's going to be making this in about 4 years. What do you think we should do?
I mean, I just don't think that my past should be that big of a thing to where if you first meet me, we go on one date, we done kicked it, we rocking, we locked in, and then all of a sudden you get a call and it's like, yeah, like, that's, remember we went to the club, no, she was with something. Like, I don't think that should affect where we're going now.
So if you had to change what he said to what you think would be more fitting and more beneficial, what should it be?
I don't think anything is wrong with looking at someone's past. I do. Okay. I just feel like it becomes a problem when we start digging into relationship stuff, because even as women, we look at it, but we might not automatically just be like, oh no, it's done because da 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 da. Like, I've dated men or had dealings with men where like their past might have been a little colorful, a little checkered. And I was just like, A
little colorful or checkered? Those are two totally different things.
I mean, depending on the guy. But I would say colorful.
That's for me. Colorful and checkered are two different things. What?
Why are you over there?
Oh, my bad. Colorful.
I'll say like let me just start over. I've dated men before who, because I'm going to break it down. I've dated men before and their past just may have been interesting. And as a woman, I'm like, okay, well, I can only look at what you're doing right now, which is why we talk about the future for us. Because if I sat and judged every man off everything from his past or everything that he may have done or every girl he might have been with, a lot of these men wouldn't get but so far with a lot of women. But because we look towards and beyond that, because we see things differently. We're looking like, okay, well, what kind of man is he going to be for me? I don't care what they went through, but what can he do and what is he bringing to this table? Not what he took from that one, what he's bringing to this one. So I think that's why we look at it the way we look at it. And I mean, like I said, there's nothing wrong with vetting people's past. But I have male friends, and I know for a fact, they find one thing they don't like, oh, shorty gotta go. Like, past things, oh, y'all quit.
Since we, I know to go to, I do agree.
Okay.
Since we short on time.
Okay.
Because just so y'all know, it's a tornado watch in Charlotte, and we are shooting the Epicenter podcast in the epicenter of this tornado.
We love y'all that much.
Let's get to it, because you're talking about how men are sassy men. You ever dealt with them? You ever seen them? What's your views on them? Because there's a lot of things that men can and cannot do based off of the social world right now, the constructs of the world. We can't do a lot of things, and they'll classify it as sassy if you do. You've been in nightlife, you go on dates, obviously you have a life as a woman. Sassy men, what's your opinion? Have you dealt with them? What do you
I actually have a list of stuff that men can't do.
You do?
I have a working list.
Oh shit.
Via TikTok and Twitter. Would you like to hear this list?
Yeah, before I give my opinion, I would like to hear some of the things.
Okay. Let me get alright, so list of things that men can't do because they're either gay or /sassy. Okay.
Wait, let's clear up that gay and sassy don't always mean the same thing.
I want to clear that up. What is the difference?
A man can be very sassy just in his demeanor, his delivery, whatever he's saying, the way he's saying, like, girl, bye. Like, that's just sassy, but that might not make you gay. But that delivery was very much like, why you say it like that? So I'll say that those two things are not synonymous. They have some overlap, but they're not synonymous.
So this list was accumulated off girls calling niggas gay and calling them sassy. So these are all either of the sort. So number one, you cannot go to sleep in the passenger seat when your homeboy is driving. Okay, passenger princess. That's what they said.
Read them down.
Boom. Next, smoking hookah. Niggas cannot smoke hookah.
Okay, pause.
No. We're going to get back to that one.
Okay.
All right, so boom. You can't be too clean. That's it. They just said that. You can't blow on hot foods or liquids. You cannot eat bananas.
Oh.
No popsicles. You cannot do yoga. Nor dance. You cannot burn scented candles. You cannot use umbrellas. You cannot share a bottle at the club. You cannot order fruity drinks. You cannot decorate. You cannot decorate.
Damn.
You cannot say period. You cannot sleep. You cannot sleep on your stomach. You cannot walk around with an attitude for no reason. You can't go on a trip with your male friends.
These are taking
Damn.
You cannot drink Starbucks.
Okay,
Damn.
so there were two in particular on that list that stood out to me: the smoking hookah and the fruity drinks. Now, as a bartender, if you come to my bar and we got like a menu of drinks, like for example, when I used to work at Members Only, we had a strawberry Hennessy. That was one of our drinks. Now, the glass that it came in wasn't super girly, but it's a fruity drink. I'm not gonna lie, I give side eye.
Wow, it's Hennessy,
but it's strawberry Hennessy. The strawberry.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
it's Hennessy.
Strawberry Hennessy margarita. That shit gonna hit.
Strawberry.
So what? There were women drinking strawberry Hennessy. Well, I mean, in that era, probably.
Yeah. I just stopped working at Members Only, so I've been there a while. But yeah, the strawberry Hennessy, I thought that was just a little odd for men to order. And then I don't like when men come to the bar and they be like, "Yeah, let me get a tequila sunrise."
What's wrong with the man asking for a tequila sunrise?
That's orange juice and grenadine. That's like one of the sweetest drinks out there because grenadine is nothing but red sugar. Like, so those fruity drinks, I draw a weird line. If you want, Kanye West made a statement in one of his songs. I think it was called "White Dress" when he was like, "When I ordered a girl drink in a masculine glass, I asked him to put it in a different glass." Like, so that And as a bartender, I will oblige and like give into that. But the hookah thing. I see why.
About niggas smoking hookah?
I don't mind. I actually, I'm at the house, we chilling, we like the hookah. It is what it is. Like, I don't.
But it's if you blowing like big ass O's and like,
man,
I mean,
and hogging the hookah.
How the general public of women feel about niggas smoking hookah. That's how I feel about women who smoke cigarettes.
Oh wow.
That's totally
Wow. Yes.
Yeah, right. That's a shot fired.
No. Because I would say smoking.
You know who was my celebrity crush when I was little? Megan Good.
Yeah.
She smoked cigarettes.
I saw that.
Newports.
Killed it.
Big Newports.
I'm talking big smoke. Like, she smoked Newport.
I
would say niggas smoking hookah, like, you just shouldn't be blowing no big ass O's or hogging the hookah or doing
hogging the hookah.
Some like, I don't know.
If we order hookah for the table and you got it and the girls don't, that's a problem.
During 2020, bro, when COVID happened, like, niggas was smoking hookah. Like, we had one hookah, but we would invite females to come kick it with us, like, on some normal, like, friendship. So, like, maybe you smoking it by yourself, you blowing big ass O's.
If I see two men sharing a hookah and
that might be, that's crazy. That's wild. I ain't never seen that in my life. That's wild. Two men at the club.
Damn. So, can you give us an experience how you feel overall about sassy men?
Overall, I feel like sassy men comes from this whole movement within like targeting toxic masculinity and like shooting that down, but I feel like the movement kind of got crossed over by men just being like, oh, well, since we shooting this down, we can do anything. Like, whoa. And granted, I don't necessarily give into too many gender roles. There's like two that I believe in, which is taking out the trash and opening my door. Like, what I'm saying? Those are two that I'm like really hard on.
For sure.
But outside of that, I don't believe that I got to do all the cooking and the cleaning and stuff. I'm pretty neutral, but it kind of goes back to that. And so I think when we start talking about men being sassy, to me, I'll call you sassy, but it has to be based off of your delivery and mannerisms. Like, there's one friend in particular that I have, and he knows I love him to death, but I call him sassy because he is. Yeah.
Some of the stuff he does.
We'll be on the phone talking, and I'll say something he don't like, and he'll hang up on me.
Damn.
That's sassy.
Is he straight?
Yeah. As far as I know, that's sassy though.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But it's
I hate again. Do he like you or something?
I hope not.
Well, come on, like that.
Damn.
No, I know.
You got enough woman intuition to know.
Yeah, right. That's what
if I was on the phone with my homegirls, I would not hang up the phone if I was mad at her.
Well, not even mad. It's just like I might crack a joke and
not hanging up the phone.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
So that leads me to the mind.
Is that a fear? Is that a fear?
What?
For one of like your guy friends to you find out one of them has like developed real feelings for you?
I've actually had that happen before, and it was more so just a conversation, like okay, why do you feel this way? First thing, because I think
if somebody asks you why you feel it,
it's over.
That shit is so flat. I was just playing.
I'm saying because if we're friends, what have I done that makes you feel those feelings? You know what I'm saying? Because there's a line.
That's the question. Should females have men friends? Because most of the time, if a man is your friend, I hate to say it, it's probably not your real friend. Unless you grew up with him. It's some circumstances
that find you physically attractive.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. Like, as a woman, every man. My daddy told me a couple weeks ago, because I was on his line, like, barking about something that made me mad, and he was like, baby girl, you're not everybody's type. Like, everybody ain't gonna like it. I said, but daddy, that's not true. I'm everybody's type. And he's like, nah, like, you have to realistically wrap your mind around the fact that some men might look at you and think you're a beautiful girl, but you're just not their type. So because I know that, I look at my male friends like, they might think oh yeah, Khayla all that, but she not my type. You feel me? Like I have male friends I'll call, we'll go to the bar, and they know niggas gonna try to holler at me, so they'll be like, hey, get the drink. I want a tequila and pineapple. And I'll get the drink for them, bring it to them. There have been times I've been to DC in the club with my male friends, and I be feeling like I'm getting pimped out, because they like, hey, yo, go to the bar. The dude trying to buy you a drink? Yeah, go ahead. I'll go to the bar, I'll come back with 3 drinks. Then we sat down in the section with somebody we knew, and I was like, oh, your food looks good. And he was like, you want it? I'll order some more. He gave me his whole plate of wings. I didn't even want all the wings. I gave the wings to my homeboy. Like, it's literally like...
Sometimes you're not going to get it.
Shit like that started problems.
Really?
No.
Oh, has it?
I'm asking.
No.
Oh, where?
Because
okay,
I feel like the people who know me, especially men that I've never dated a man that had an issue with me having male friends, because they know that my male friends are literally just my friends.
No. Okay, that's a great point, but that's not what I mean.
You mean blocking?
So no. Okay. So it's a nigga in the bar, right? He's interested in you. He wants to buy you a drink, right? So it goes from 1 drink to 3. Right?
Okay.
And you just kind of, oh, thank you. Yeah. You play the part, smile in his face, get the drinks, you walk away. Boom. And now you bring in these drinks to a table full of niggas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or this nigga
He
sees you're
sees me doing it.
You feel me?
Because you can't say,
Does that cause problems?
No, I've honestly never had that issue. And I think it's also, too, because once you take the drink from the nigga and you disappear, you stay out of sight. You don't keep popping up in his line of bitch. Right, but at that
He bought you 3 drinks. My nigga $60. My nigga $60 in 5 minutes.
I'm about to spill game real
She was
quick.
beautiful.
I'm about to spill game real quick, and this is a trick that I've learned just from 1, being in nightlife, and 2, like being a woman out and dating. When you go to the bar and a nigga come up and he want to buy you a drink and y'all are making conversation, at some point during that conversation, he's either going to ask for your Instagram or your number, right? And for me, if you don't ask for one of those 2 things, I'm going to avoid you the rest of the night, because if you're going to try to talk to me again, ask for that. But if you ask for it, I have a Google Voice number that I give out, and you're going to get that. And the Google Voice is going to ring to my phone.
You get the
so when you call me, my phone is going to ring, but it goes to a Google Voice app. That's if I don't want to talk to you. Now, if you ask for my Instagram, I'll give my Instagram pretty much to anybody, because that helps me. That helps my engagement and my follower reach. But that is usually the end of the conversation. So at that point, once I take the drink, I walk away, we've exchanged contact information. I don't expect to see you no more. And if I do see you, to me, then you're now doing too much, because we've exchanged all the contact and communication efforts we need to do. So, like I said, that's free game for women who don't. If you're a woman and you're dating, get you a Google Voice number, because sometimes you may want the drink, but you may not want the interaction afterwards. That's an easy way to cut that.
I support that, man.
Oh my God, that's great. That's finna be Google Voice finna go up and get the sponsorships.
Right, I'm gonna say this is not as sponsored by Google, but that's an easy way to kind of avoid that potential. Because some men
mitigation, bro. I be talking about that all the time. The way to mitigate stuff, like, I hate to bring it up. We're gonna rap or something, but like, I feel like sometimes girls, right, when y'all wear certain things, you're gonna attract a lot of attention, and you'll tell your nigga like, nah, it's not that. I was just going to the gas station in my short. Like, but if you wanted to mitigate the risk as far as like how many guys talk to you on the way from where you parked at to the door, you wouldn't have to wear that. Like, I get it, you want to look cute in your clothes, like your body is your body, but at the same time, you can mitigate how much bullshit you get between you trying to do that.
Niggas think, bro.
Right. I know I done seen girls that just run in and get a honey bun and come back out, but like, it don't matter. Niggas don't care if you run there for 5 seconds or 5 minutes. If you look like something that's approachable, we'll go to it and try to do it. But you can mitigate that by maybe just throwing on a pair of sweatpants.
So one thing I want to add to that is a lot of niggas don't understand that a lot of women like juice themselves up, not based off of how many niggas they got, but how many niggas they turning down too. So that's a thing too.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, I don't mean to wrap this up, but our friend Khayla, has somewhere to go, and we don't want to be rude. You know what I'm saying? Overstep our time. So it's kind of late. I know we will bring you back though. We will bring you back.
You're a friend of the show, so we'll do it again. You said enough for them to leave us with a part 1, and we'll come back with it.
We definitely need a part 2.
Yeah, we'll dive into a lot, man.
I want to thank you guys for having me. This is great dialogue, and it's crazy because I didn't think we was gonna talk about all this, so we did.
We had a lot more to talk about. We
really didn't talk about much that we wrote down. This was all notes. It was just vibes.
Yeah. I hope the people want me to come back. So
so give your socials and everything so they can follow you.
Yes,
everything that you dropping, promoting, content creating, put it out.
Okay,
tell them what it is to that camera.
Straight to the point. You can find me on all social media platforms. My name is Jahova. It's JAIHOVAH _ That is me on all platforms. I am a Remedy by Ari ambassador. Boom. I work for Liquid IV. They here on the table too.
Yeah.
And I hope that you guys want me to come back. Cause we got so much that we didn't even get to touch on.
Oh, yeah,
so
we gotta unpack.
We got a March.
grateful.
March is almost full, but we got like the second half of March, April. We good.
Y'all tell them y'all want me back before that.
Anytime you
put in the comments, let them know.
Right.
We be texting each other, waiting to get on the pod. So we bring her back and just finish off.
I live 10 minutes from where they film, y'all. They can call me anytime.
No disclosure.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. It's been a great episode, man.
Yes,
thank you for tuning in to the Epicenter Podcast. DAEPICENTRE. That's the British way.
The UK way.
You know what I'm saying? And that's been a wrap, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Get it.